Competitive TFT is back for set 11, and it brings with it a new format, new co-streams, and of course a brand new pool of players. North America, Latin America, and Brazil have all been merged to form the Americas, a brand new region. With this change, the Tacticians Cup #1 will feature 128 players from all across these different sub-regions. Now, this is a large pool of players, and to be honest, a lot of us are not going to be familiar with all of the different players from each sub-region. To fix this, I worked with Pi-Hat and ZZ from Latin America and Brazil to highlight some of the most important stories and characters going into this weekend's event. Obviously, this is not going to be all-encompassing, but we're going to be doing these videos throughout the entirety of the set so that you start to learn some of these different players slowly over time. But this list today will give you some baseline knowledge on a few different characters from each region. So without further ado, let's get started. To kick things off, let's talk about the favorites from each region. If you don't know Malala, you probably weren't watching set 10. Malala is the winningest player in a single set in TFT, winning the Vegas Open, the KDA Cup, and finally the World Championship, to round out a near perfect set in TFT. Inkborn Fables is his chance to prove that he isn't just a one-set wonder. Setsuko is well known in global TFT. As one of the big four in North America, he is the best NA player at building late game boards capable of going first. He's coming off immense success in the last 3 sets, although he did have an unfortunate exit in the set 10 regionals. Despite that, he is a clear favorite for the event and is looking to maintain his dominance in set 11. Just like North America, LATAM also has their own big 3. These are the successful players that are miles above the rest, with Altanawe being one of them. LATAM just made their historic power rankings, and he was labeled as the best player in the region. And with good reason, since he's the only one who has ever made it to 2 championship finals. While he usually has a slow start to the sets, he's been running on all fumes since day 1, looking as a favorite for the tourneys ahead. Now, throughout set 10, Relic started as a surprise for LATAM, but ended up consolidating his name as one of the biggest players in the region, especially after qualifying for the final lobby of both the mid-set finale and the TFT championship. He is considered to be one step above the rest in Latin America North, and this cup is the perfect place to continue building his name. Now, moving on to Brazil, VCLF is a regional champion and Brazilian rep in multiple world championships. In set 11, he has been dominating the Brazilian scene, holding a significant LP advantage over the region for most of the set. With great stats, so far VCLF has been top 1 in every single snapshot in set 11. And of course, there is Dobbs, an old friend of TFT who's participated in so many Brazilian championships and the SETI World Championship. And he was the best performing Brazilian at the Vegas Open. He was the first champion of the Road to Pro event, and his performance was incredible with only 1 bot 4 in the entire finals. I mean, come on, look at this guy. Now, let's go one step down and talk about the contenders in the event. These are players who have found success in the region but haven't really proven it with the same level of consistency as the players above them. Asa is a household name in North America, not only for his coaching prowess but also for his competitive success, most notably back in sets 6 and 7. However, Asa has really failed to repeat his success since bursting out into the scene and did not advance past weekend 1 of a single North American event last set. Qualifying directly into the Tacticians Cup, Asa has made the first step in going back to his throne among the elites of North America. Philip is a North American player that has had a slow but steady improvement in TFT since breaking out back in set 7. He qualified for the regional finals for the first time back in set 9 and had a respectable set 10. However, in the events that he has entered thus far in set 11, Philip has had a great amount of success, placing top 10 in all 3 events that he's entered, and now qualifying for the Tacticians Cup with a 2nd place finish at the Tacticians Trials. This is a player that may not be expected to make the final lobby, but I'm telling you right now, you cannot sleep on Philip. Moving to Latin America, Fritz may have gone under the radar for the last few sets, but he is considered one of the best players in the region, especially after being just 1 game away from winning the set 7 championship. In set 10, he was the favorite to make it back to Worlds, but an 8th place in the final game cut his story short. He currently sits comfortably as rank 1 in the ladder with a 73% top 4 rate, eager to return to international success. Brazil brings many of their known quantities to the first Tacticians Cup, most of which we've seen on the world stage. Today we'll feature Sobio and Miguel Arcjo, 2 players who recently competed in the Remix Rumble World Championship. Both of these players showcase a flexible style and have been huge standouts in Brazil since the last set. Set 11 is their chance to prove that they are climbing into the elite realm of Brazilian TFT. And finally, we have the Underdogs. For one reason or another, these are players who we think have a much better chance of making a deep run than some people give them credit for. Honestly, even many North Americans will not know who Greya is. Previously known as Melton Heart, the last time Greya played the game seriously was back in set 5. Greya is currently putting up unbelievable stats in North American solo queue and has the potential to make a very deep run in the event. Oh, and they have the Pokégom seal of approval, so that means more than you think. Back in set 5, Mbappe was the first player to put Latam in the final lobby of a World Championship. He took a long break and is finally back after more than 2 years, and was able to auto-qualify through ladder. So the question remains, is Mbappe actually back? Trevenart comes with the pressure of being a brand new name in Brazilian TFT, but he has the confidence of a veteran. He's an unknown threat to a lot of the competitors in the field, and he's ready to prove himself to be as good as the elite of Brazil. Now, there are hundreds of players to cover in the Americas region, and we have not even begun to scratch the surface. But as the set goes on, we will continue to tell the stories and make introductions to as many different players as we can from the Americas. The Tacticians Cup #1 takes place this weekend, so make sure you catch all the action, find your favorite co-stream, find your favorite player, and watch their journey throughout the weekend. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe because we're going to be making them all throughout set 11. That's all I've got for you, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.